Hey there, it's Nicole Lewis-Keeber, founder of Nicole Lewis-Keeber Coaching, and I'm coming to you live from my laptop, so hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to hang out here just for a second and see if I can get some confirmation that I am being heard. That sounds like a deeper existential thing, right? That I'm going to wait and see that I'm being heard, because we all want to be heard, right? Seen and heard, that's like the biggest needs. So I'm just going to sit here just for a moment. I see Angela has joined. She gave me a thumbs up, so that means she can hear me. That's so cool. Okay, cool. Thank you. So I'm coming here today to talk to you a little bit about, great, thank you, Angela, the capacity for discomfort. And I'm going to do a few more lives this week about May being Mental Health Awareness Month. And I've really been sitting on this topic this month, and I need to start to shake a tail feather, as my friend Allison would say, and start to talk about this. But I've been trying to figure out how I wanted to approach it. Being a therapist for 18 years, obviously, I'm very familiar with the topic of mental health. And being someone who has struggled with mental health, I have a very extensive history of, I want to say, experiencing rather than suffering. And I'm moving through getting treatment for depression and anxiety and trauma. So I feel like I have a particular type of experience here to talk about this, but I've been kind of waiting for it. So this morning when I was in bed, I was really struggling to get out of bed. And I had that conversation that I had with myself often, but seems to be more often these days. I think the world is scary sometimes. And so this morning, it was a very familiar feeling of dread and not wanting to get up and, wanting to negotiate whether I do my day. And honestly, it was a little bit easier for me to negotiate my way through it because I'm an entrepreneur and I get to make the decisions and, I get to call the shots. And so me, myself, and I had that conversation this morning, and I said, you know what, you have choices here. This is your business, your life. You get to decide what you do, when you do it. And today we're going to get up and do the things we said we were going to do. And so that's what I did. And here I am. My nose is itching. That means someone must be talking about me. So I've been sitting with this all day. And I've just been kind of looking at how other people are approaching this. And there's a lot of articles on the impact of mental health in entrepreneurship. And I was talking to someone the other day because I had heard Brene Brown, an interview with her on the Being Boss podcast. And I love her. Anything she does, I consume. She's an amazing woman. And her research on shame and vulnerability has really informed a lot of the work that I do with my clients. Because if you don't know this, most of the work I do with my clients is around the impact of trauma on their business. And so her concept here about being a creative entrepreneur really this is what she said. I'm going to read it so I can get it right. She said, if you're not straddling tension daily, you're not doing deep creative work. And a lot of us entrepreneurs and small business owners, we're doing deep creative work, whether it's what you would consider to be creative, like, in the arts and creation format, or if it's just creative work around taking your expertise and what you know and building out a business around it. That is creative work. And she said, this is the tension within our work that we have to be comfortable with. And she said, if you're not straddling tension daily, you're not doing it right. And that falling down is an everyday part of creative life. And what do men and women who fall and get back up and have more tenacity and courage afterwards? They are people. They are people who've had challenges and they've overcome them. They're people who are doing big work in the world. And this is what really struck me. She said, he or she who has the greatest capacity for discomfort rises the strongest and the fastest. And so I've been really sitting with that. And the thing that is so cool about that is that this just describes entrepreneurs, right? I read an article early on Forbes. It speaks to this. And those who can straddle tension and can manage to have a high tolerance for discomfort, that is what it means to be an entrepreneur, right? That is the skill set that is required to have your own business. And so this makes us perfectly situated to be strong, independent, fierce business women and men, right? Well, what she was talking about too is that the people who have that skill set are the people who've been through some things, right? And so when we think about the idea of, childhood adversity, traumatic experiences, a lot of the people I know in the world of small business, in particular the entrepreneurial world, are people who've had really rough experiences in their life. And their resilience through getting through those experiences has been the thing that's propelled them forward to want to be in business, and is what makes them fabulous entrepreneurs. They can tolerate a high level of discomfort, right? They're highly resilient. They're self-starters. They're able to do things on their own. They don't take excuses because they've overcome a lot. And so those experiences that they had around trauma and adversity are what make them perfect entrepreneurs. And on the flip side of that discomfort, and that high level of anxiety and depression is what can be really a difficulty for them as entrepreneurs. So like what we talk about is that their skill set, their superpower becomes their Achilles heel. And what this looks like a lot in the world of entrepreneurship is depression, anxiety. People are talking a lot about mental health in the world of business. They're talking about it in these ways. They're talking about stress. They're talking about anxiety. They may go so far as to say depression. But they're not really talking about a lot of the origin. And so they're focusing in on it as a deficit and saying, being an entrepreneur causes depression and anxiety. No, a lot of people who are drawn to this world actually are highly resilient because of their experiences, and it's triggering their anxiety and depression. So there's a big difference there. Because if someone says to you, your business and the way you're building it is going to cause you to be depressed and anxious, what's the solution, right? But if you can say to someone, the reason you're going to be a super successful entrepreneur is because you've overcome some shit. We're just going to make sure that the skill set that you have from those experiences that you can draw upon is also not going to be the thing that takes you out in your business. So there's a couple of different ways to look at that. So it is May. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. So you're going to read a lot of things about, there's yum, about the impact of depression, anxiety, trauma on small business. And I want you to think about this differently. Don't think about your business as being the thing that's causing these problems, this stress, this anxiety, this depression. I want you to really think about your life and the amazing things that you've overcome, and see how you can take the skills that you obtained from those things and place them in your business, so that your business does not get to be the cause of your problem, but the solution to changing things. One of the most important things that I see to be true in small business and entrepreneurship, particularly around women, is to just own it. Just own your shit. Own your experiences. Excuse me for cursing. Own it. And know that it is going to come with you, and that you can either choose to work with it or it will work against you. Denial does not work. Avoidance does not work. Pretending that something is stress when it is trauma, that does not work. But when you can have clarity and acceptance, and honor your experiences, and really look at it and say, you know what, these are the ways I did things in my past that worked for me and didn't. This is not working for me in my business, but there's a way I can change this. That can make all the difference. So don't let someone fool you and tell you that your business is causing your mental health issues, okay? Don't let them tell you that, because the solution for that is what? Go see a therapist, or go take some meds, maybe go do some yoga, or to end your business. And I see a lot of people doing that lately, and I don't know that it's necessarily needed. It doesn't necessarily have to happen that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be a choice. With some clarity, you can make some different decisions, and you can actually empower yourself and own and create ownership in your business. And yes, I do believe you can heal yourself through your business too, with all the right tools and the right support. Any questions or comments about this? I'm still not sure I eloquently, shared my thoughts about mental health. Maybe Mental Health Month and how it impacts business and entrepreneurship, but something I've been thinking about. Any questions or comments on? I see a lot of yeses. That's always cool when you have a lot of yeses on your Facebook Live. Yes. Do you know how many people I know that are like, my business is causing me to be depressed? And I'm like, is it? Is it possible that you were depressed before? Is it possible that there's another choice here? Yeah, there is. We don't want to blame it on our business. Okay. Thank you for being here. So if you like this, if you like talking about trauma, and you really feel like that this could be beneficial to the people that you are around, your community, feel free to like, comment, and share. If there's any resources that you want me to know about or other people in the world who are doing this work, I'd certainly be happy to be connected with them as well if this work is needed. Angela says, my business is causing me to have the mumps. Well, that sucks. Sorry. Oh, that blows. Because this work is important. And so if you all know me, you know what my why is. We always talk about the why. And last week I talked about how your why can traumatize you to not do that. But my why really is that I believe that there's no reason for someone who's had childhood adversity, traumatic experiences, that they've done their work, they've seen a therapist, they've gotten through it, or maybe even not. They're still working on it. There's no reason that they can't have all the benefits of the financial freedom and flexibility of being your own boss and having your own business. Honestly, the more women who have their own businesses and work for themselves and are their own boss, the more freedom they have. And the more freedom women have, the better. The more financial freedom women have, the more power they have, the more say they have, the more seats at the table they have. And I'm all for women having more power, more freedom, more financial sustainability, not having to work for someone else, to be an ethical employer, to pay people a living wage, to do all those things that women will do, right? And so it'd be a freaking shame, a damn shame, for any of those experiences that you had prior in life that where you felt disempowered or someone wounded you around your power to be the thing that comes back into your business right now and creates a dynamic that doesn't work for you, that would take that financial stability away from you. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. If you have a question about that and you're not sure that you fit in this category, reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Go find a therapist, read an article, do something. Don't think that this is your fault and you can't have this. There are ways around this. Don't give up. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions or comments on the replay, please feel free to share them. If you have a question that you don't want to post here, which I completely get when we're talking about this topic, feel free to send me a message. Like I said, like, comment, and share with your community so that we can help people see through their baggage so that they can have a beneficial business. And thank you all for those who showed up that are giving me some thumbs and hearts and all the good stuff. All right. So it's May, Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's keep each other safe. Let's take care of each other, right? Okay, Michelle says yes, absolutely true. Cool. All right, thanks for being here. I'm going to end my video. I went way longer than I typically do. I will talk to y'all later. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and have an amazing Monday. I'll see you later. Bye.